Hey everybody, this is Sean from DNA. I'm down here in Key Largo, and right now, today, we're going to tackle this job. We have a 46 Seahunter here from 2017. Now this had been outfitted with bottom paint before, and then it went to another product that was clear, and now, after a couple years of having that, we're here at the ready to get the Armus Hull Pro installed onto this 46. Now, this has a gray primer on it that they've just fitted up on it. It is possible, just so you know, to actually go ahead and retrofit the Hull Pro to a bottom painted boat if you want to get performance back and you're willing to do the cleanup work that's required. Then this is a great product to go ahead and get your efficiency and your range back, and we're going to show you how that's being done today. All right, so we have the PPG Amerilock on this right now, and what we had them do was get it set up so that we had a good tie coat in between. Now, it's pretty banged up by the end of a couple years that it had in service with the other product that was in the bottom. But now we have a really nice finish down here. This is the color that they wanted to choose. Luckily, this was something that matched the boat really well. So it's not necessary when doing this to actually scuff over this primer. The Hull Pro will actually chemically bond, and it works out really well. It will come out a lot glossier when it finishes, and we're gonna see that firsthand. Now, for smoothness, everybody's kind of got their own idea of what's good for them aesthetically. So if you wanted to certainly sand the primer, you could, if you wanted to scuff it, but it wouldn't be necessary for the chemical bond. It would only be for you wanting to smooth out any imperfections or defects. They wanted to do that on the waterline. More important thing is that you're going to clean that afterwards again. So always make sure that we're starting with a clean surface. So let's go ahead and mix up some Hull Pro and get started on this project. So we've got the Hull Pro getting sprayed down. Now on a windy day, you're going to lose some product, so it may not be ideal all the time, but you'll have a much nicer layout if you're able to do that where you're operating at. But you can see here, we're glossing up the surface quite nicely, and actually come take a look from over here. You can see just down here how we're talking. When it dries, that's the gloss we're gonna have. So we'll have a really nice finish. So what did we figure out with spraying? With spraying, it's gonna be hard to get some of these areas that you're flat and going underneath. So a tendency will be that you're going to be a little bit dry, and you really don't want dry when you're trying to put a bottom coating on. You want to make sure that you've got everything good and covered, and that's important with this application. So spraying looks great, seems efficient, but it's not as efficient as you would like when it comes to how much you need to go on the surface on every angle. It's tough. We're going to just touch up some areas. We'll get back into the rolling process. Plus you're outdoors, so you're losing from this wind the whole time. You're just losing. All right, so we can see this is going down nicely onto the primer. Really nicely. Glossed right up. Yeah, I like that. The whole idea was they took the nano formulations, mean that they're able to take particle sizes, make them extremely small, gives them really cool characteristics. So like, for instance, with epoxy, you've got one thing that's going to be like more of a high build, and of course the bonding technology to keep things, you know, stuck down. Yeah. But what they did is they took the glass. Basically, think of the same idea of like ceramic coating. For this product to go really long, really strong, it's got foul release property because of that. So that glass part is what allows for that release. But also it's really flexible. So like, I have metal sheets at the shop, and I can bend them. I can take a metal sheet that's coated, and I can bend it, and I can bend it back, and I can bend it back. And I've been using it for shows, and it's not fractured. It literally will bend and stretch. Now imagine that for a second. Yeah. So that's what you get from like nanotech. It's like these really cool, like one ability of something, now it goes like times 5, you know, or new abilities are happening. But this is a really cool, smart product. Let's go ahead and just do it up. And I'll let you just, gauge it by looking at how wet it is. Just make sure it goes on there. And hopefully those other ones will get up here and we'll be able to utilize this. But the product actually is going on really nice right now. Most importantly is that you have a thin foam roller like this because you need the product to come back out. And using anything else, it's generally going to soak it up. So this is something that we swapped out to this, and we've been through the spraying, we've been through the other really thick foam. Now we've got what we need here, which is the thin foam, and it releases just the right amount that we need. So we're going to go back and just touch up and roll the rest of this side out. One of the things that I wanted to make sure that we got was, so we had a 31 Seahunter that we did a lot of stuff too, but one of the guys that started out with us with Hull Pro was Nate, and that's how you met the product.
That's how I met the product. So I didn't even know about it at all. Nate came in here, showed me the Hull Pro, showed me the yacht armor. Skeptical at first, like I am with new products. His boat came back recently here for service and had a little bit of growth on there. The boat's been in the water for over a month. He's been using it nonstop. I walked over and just rubbed it off and it fell right off.
Slimy stuff came
right off. I didn't really see any hard barnacles growing at the bottom. Like I said, he's been using the boat pretty often.
And he's down, where does he stay?
He had a house that he rented down in Marathon, so he was just, he's been using the boat pretty heavily for this whole month. And then the biggest thing was the yacht armor. Like, when these boats come in here, especially these gray hulls, they're covered in salt.
Yeah.
The whole side of the hull is covered in salt. And I walked up and rubbed my hand across it, and there was nothing on it.
Yeah. So that was
the water rolls off of it. It's pretty wild.
That was a cool thing for us because we set that boat up at the top with the whole ultra level coating.
Yeah.
We gave him yacht armor on the sides, and then we did Hull Pro to finish the bottom. So that was like a pretty pricey job.
Oh yeah.
But
the first thing I noticed though was how shiny the hull
it's
side.
ridiculous.
Like when I walked up to that thing in the water, I was like looking at the side of it. I'm like, dude, this thing looks
so
incredible.
The yacht armor has 140 gloss points.
Yeah.
That is more than a paint job.
Yep.
And the one thing that I liked about it was that it's really easy to wipe off too. So like even me, I'm a fan. It's fairly new to us.
Yeah.
But that's the best way to set up a boat. So like that's, especially for Seahunter customers, if they wanted to set something up so nice like that, that's the way to go.
No, it was nice, like inside and out. The whole boat was, finished really well. Just the whole job looked really professional and amazing.
Well, I'm glad that we can do that. The one thing I wanted to ask is like, so we had another clear bottom coating on this. So we came back and we actually sanded this one.
Correct.
All the way down.
Well, it fell off for the most part, but yes, we sanded down, took the ablative down to the barrier coat. After we got that set up like that, laid this new PPG primer over top of it, laid down really well, and now we're doing the Hull Pro now.
Okay.
So super excited.
Yeah, so at least we know there's an option, and we were talking about maintenance again, that it's important to tell the Hull Pro buyer that it's absolutely crucial to clean the bottom.
Correct.
It's biocide free.
Yep.
And figure out your schedule. Like if you're in an area where the water is flushing through every day, tides up and down, like that's great. You'll probably have to maybe clean every 10 days or every 2 weeks. I know guys that are every 3.
Yeah, water quality is, it all depends on that. People have a misconception about flow. So if you park a boat here at this location.
Oh, I do then.
So the flow here is insane. The current runs through here at 6 knots sometimes. It just rips.
Yeah.
And it will still grow barnacles.
Okay.
You can park it in the strongest current. It's the water quality. So we have a lot of brackish water that comes from the Everglades, a lot of rainwater, a lot of runoff.
Mixed.
So even with that flow, you're still getting really hard barnacles. Even with that strong current.
And
so
the hard barnacles.
Don't think that your strong current's going to save you, because it's not going to always save you.
Well, and that's a good thing I know then, so that's good. So I know that we are able to haul out and do reset cleanings. As long as they keep up with it for the most part, they'll be able to retain like 90%, 95% clean.
Yeah.
But we know we have a shark gel. So when you get to that point, if you have anybody like this guy, and he says, hey, I'm going to come out, I'm going to get like a really good thorough service, but can you check the bottom?
Yeah.
We know we got shark gel that we can work with too. All right, man, cool.
All right, man, appreciate it.
All right, so for those of you who are looking to retrofit your bottom painted boat, it's possible. And the reason that we know this is, of course, we've done the research, we've actually done many applications, but we've got a 46 here that's gonna get done. And using the PPG system, their Amerilock 400, we are able to effectively tie the Hull Pro to the hull. And that's a great thing to know for those of you out here who would like to do that and get performance back. Maybe you've purchased a bottom painted boat, maybe you've had bottom paint for a long time and you want to actually transition to something else. Well, the Hull Pro coating made by Armus is a great performance coating. So if you want to get performance back in regards to the range, of course, to speed, you can do this. Now, it takes a little bit of a process to do it, but it's nothing out of the ordinary for the marine industry. It's something that we've always looked at trying to achieve, and we are achieving it with the Armus Hull Pro system. You can go find out more at armusmarine.com and message us or call us anytime.